So, you've been named an executor. Quite an honor. You should be proud. It's a sign of trust and respect. But now that sadly you have to start carrying out your duties, you're wondering, what's the first thing I should do? Renounce. I'm kidding. Seriously, here's a quick partial list of some of the things that you'll need to get on top of. Locate the will and review of our specific instructions concerning the funeral. Of course, you must make sure it's the most recent will. Next, you need to obtain multiple original copies of the proof of death certificate. Note the word multiple, as most organizations you will deal with as an executor require original documentation. Then ensure the family's immediate financial needs can be met. This is sometimes tricky with blended families and biased information, but you'll navigate it well. I believe in you. Communicate with family members and other beneficiaries to gather all the needed information and set expectations. I can't emphasize enough the importance of setting expectations, even though frankly, you probably have no idea what to expect. Then a big step, if necessary, you have to probate the will. Do you know what that means, by the way? Probate the will? Most people don't. Regardless, just do it and do it flawlessly. After you've applied for probate or instructed a solicitor to do so, you'll need to pay the probate taxes to the provincial government as determined. Then, of course, you'll have to obtain copies of the grant of probate to deal with the estate assets later. From whom? No time to discuss that now. Just do it. Next, you'll have to gather and safeguard estate assets. This process includes verifying that adequate insurance is in place to protect the assets, whatever that means. Then you'll need to notify all the relevant banks and institutions, and perhaps even one or two irrelevant ones. You'll have to create an inventory of all the estate's assets, come up with valuations for each of them, and from that, calculate the estate's total value. And at that point, if not earlier, an estate account will have to be opened to deposit income, pay expenses, and transfer any assets and any balances to. Obviously, you'll have to investigate all debts owed by the deceased and gather appropriate documentation. It's important to cancel all credit cards, memberships, and subscriptions. Crucial step here, but aren't they all? You'll need to complete claims for life insurance and company and government pensions. Once you've blown through all of that, you still have to administer the estate. You'll have to close bank and investment accounts, clear safety deposit boxes, and collect insurance proceeds. These are the insurance proceeds you've already claimed. Don't try to collect without claiming it. For heaven's sakes, don't claim and not collect. Major task here, you'll need to manage all the investments pending distribution or sale. What if you're not well versed in the ways of the investment world? You're the executor, you can do it. Then all debts must be settled and all legitimate claims must be handled, but no illegitimate ones. That's key. Of course, then you'll have to prepare and file income tax returns, sometimes in multiple countries. You'll also have to pay the taxes as the governments insist on it. Then you must obtain tax clearance from the Canada Revenue Agency. I've always felt that should be the Canadian Revenue Agency, but not the time to quibble with those powerful people. During all of this, you'll need to keep all beneficiaries up to date, not just the ones you like. When those and other matters we couldn't get to here are handled, the estate has to be distributed. To do that, you'll have to initiate the sale of assets and the transfer of the titles. Then you'll have to pay all the legacies, the other bequests, and the residue of the estate. It's imperative you obtain receipts from each beneficiary here. Trust no one, not even yourself. When that's all done, you move on to preparing accounting summaries for each of the beneficiaries and potentially their lawyers to thoroughly review with critical eyes. Whew. Be honest, after hearing all that, my advice to renounce looks pretty darn sharp, doesn't it? If you're a named executor, please get professionals involved. I don't mean psychiatrists, though that may be a good move too. I mean an executor's agent, probably better called an executor's helper. The people who perform all these functions for a job. The people whose experience and resources will help you to be the best executor you can be and to stay sane.